Jason Coral. He can hurt you at any time because he is a legitimate great running back. And Mike Norman, the blocking fullback, they're two leaders. So Southern Regional in the midst of making an improvement, and we saw Monsignor Donovan upset Central Regional a week ago, and they did the same kinds of things, changing personnel, linemen to backs, backs to linemen, and they came alive. So Lacey has to be careful of a Southern team that's trying to adjust to the season that they're having and improve their record.
One of the big factors today is going to be the weather. It's cold and it's extremely windy.
Yeah, it's going to affect the kicking game, it's going to affect the passing game, but most of all, it's going to affect the strategy and field position football. There are certain things you'll be able to do when you have the wind, certain things you won't be able to do when you don't have the wind. So the wind is going to play a factor for at least 2 quarters on both sides.
All right, that's our setup of today's game between Lacey and Southern Regional. And the teams are coming out onto the field. Lacey's already out onto the field, and looking across the way we can see that Southern Regional is coming out onto the field. And George and I will be back with the opening kickoff in today's game in just a few minutes. Strong win here in the first quarter.
It's going to give Lacey an advantage now, and if they kick off deep, Southern Regional may not be able to get off their own goal line area for the whole first quarter, and that could be a definite advantage for the Lacey Lions. And Rick, I want to make a correction. And in the pregame, I mentioned Carney, the Lacey fullback. His name is Sean, not Mike. I have a friend named Mike Carney, and it just came out of my mouth, so I apologize to Sean Carney.
All right, number 9, Dale Pierce, has been given the football by the official, and he will be kicking off for Lacey, dressed in their road whites, something that they've worn all year this year and will continue to wear as they spend the year on the road. Southern Regional Rams dressed in their home dark jerseys with the gold and white trim. That's Dale Pierce right there, number 9. Pierce, a senior, 6 feet, 170 pounds. He'll be kicking to number 9, Jason Coral, and number 2, Larry Crespo.
Dangerous running back, Jason Coral.
And we're just about set to get this one underway. There's the whistle by the official. Here comes Pierce's kick high. Coming down to Crespo down near the goal line, and he falls down. He loses his footing and slips inside the 5 at about the 2 or 3 yard line, and right away, Lacey with a big break.
That's what I say, the wind in a game like this. I mean, when I was coaching, if there was a major wind like this, I always wanted to get the wind early in the game to pin the other team, to keep them in their own backyard and give us a better chance, an opportunity at scoring.
So 1st and 10 for Southern Regional, deep in their own territory at their own 2 yard line. The center is number 67, Luke Schultz. The guards are Greg Orovitz, 50, and Josh Abbott, 55. J.R. Anderson, 76, and Steve Kaplarczyk, 62, are the tackles, and we'll set the rest in just a moment. 1st and 10 for the Rams, and they give us to the tailback, Coral. He dives over left tackle, picks up a couple of yards. Keith Bennett is the tight end for Southern Regional. He's number 33. The wide receivers alternate between 2, Larry Crespo, and number 1, Trent Davis. Brett Bakley, number 25, is the flanker. The quarterback is 18, Steve Hoyt. And the running backs are Mike Norman, 46 at fullback, and Jason Coral, number 9, at the tailback spot. Gain of just 2 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Opening minute of play here in the first quarter. From the eye set, to give us to the tailback, Coral. And he's stopped after a short gain by number 35, Rob Summer, the left linebacker. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Lacey's defense, Jay Vincent, number 63, is at one end. John Sherwood, number 60, is at the other end. John McLean is the nose tackle, number 52. He's been nursing an ankle injury. Adam Maggio is the other tackle. He's number 77. The linebackers, in addition to Summer, are Bob Nisani, number 51, and Ed Crowley, number 6. The corners are Steve Maloney, 30, and Jerry York, 27. And the safeties are Jeff Carraz, 47, and Ed Fitzpatrick, 26. 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Rams. Crespo goes wide left. And they're going to try and run left. And Norman, the fullback, is stopped short of the first down. And Southern will have to punt from deep in their own territory. Once again, it was Rob Summer on the tackle.
Summers with his red socks on.
Nathan Foote is into punt for Southern, and he's going to punt into a vicious wind. Maloney is back as the single safety for Lacey. Lacey should get the ball in really good field position here. There's a good snap, but he fumbles it. He's going to have to run it out of the end zone. No, he does get a kick away, and it bounces and takes a Lacey bounce, and the Lions are going to have the ball 1st and 10 inside the Southern Regional 20-yard line.
Bad break for the Rams. Never mind kicking into a stiff wind. Now we get a bad snap, and he has to punt on the run, which is a very difficult thing to do.
So Lacey takes over 1st and 10 at the Southern Regional 17-yard line. I didn't think the snap was too bad.
Kind of low, I thought, but 6 of one and half dozen another.
The
It didn't
results
work
the same.
out.
Yeah, that's true. So 1st and 10, the Lions, and they're set up deep in Southern Regional territory. Quarterback Mike Granato sets them up, and the give is to Frazee, the junior tailback, and he cracks off the left side, gets about a yard or two. Starting for Lacey Township, Jared Burke is the center. The guards are Jay Vincent and Joe Roberts. Kevin Jorgensen and Chris Natoli are the tackles. Keith Martin's the tight end. Steve Maloney's the wide receiver. Dale Pierce started the game at flanker. He is replaced right now by Jim Cohut, number 12. Sean Carney's the fullback. Jay Frazee is the tailback. Gain of a yard on the play. Little play action rollout. Renato throwing into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown to Keith Martin, the tight end. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Renato to Martin, and Lacey scores on its opening possession.
Well done. Good plant, good step to the receiver, threw a strike, wide open. Now they're in a wide set. He makes a play fake to the opposite side of the field, and the tight end is wide open in the seam.
Pierce tries the extra point, and it's good. So with 8:25 remaining to play in the first quarter, Lacey is on top 7-0. And we talked in the pregame show about how an important factor is going to be the wind and field position, and that drive is a perfect example of that.
Like I said, you know, you want to have the wind in the first quarter so you can pin them. This is a perfect strike. It looked like a broken coverage. That tight end was wide open in the seam. Sometimes you have a linebacker playing man for man on the tight end, and when you have a play action fake in the backfield, those linebackers are brought up into the line of scrimmage for the run fake, and they don't recover and get back, and the tight end was wide open.
So Granato finds the tight end, Keith Martin, alone in the end zone for the touchdown. It was a two-play drive covering 17 yards, and Lacey jumps out on top 7-0, and they'll be kicking off.
See, now there's 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this quarter, Rick. And the same thing could happen again in the next 2 or 3 sets of downs. The wind is a big factor on a day like this.
Pierce kicking to either Coral or Crespo. The ball falls off the tee, so Pierce has to go and reset it. And falls off the tee again. He may have to have somebody hold it. And I think he's going to have Sean Carney. Well, maybe not. To Coral through the end zone, and that'll be a touchback, and Southern will get it 1st and 10 at its own 20. Well, we've had a pretty mild fall so far this season, George. We've had a lot of rain, but this is real football temperature weather.
Well, this is about, what, a 40-degree drop in the temperature overnight?
It sure is.
Within 24 hours.
First and 10, Rams, their own 20. They trail 7-0 here. 8.5 to go first quarter. From the eye, they give the tailback. And off the left side for a couple of yards.
Yeah, Mike Norman at tailback that time. Jason Core went to the sidelines.
Two yards on that play. So it'll be second down and 8. Coral's still on the sidelines. Nathan Foote is into the ball game at fullback, number 23, a sophomore, 5'10", 190, and Norman drops back to the tailback position. One wide receiver for Orange. And it's the tailback Norman again, and Norman goes off the left side for a few yards. Rob Summer in on the tackle.
Jeff Carraz also came up and made a good hit. Southern content to be conservative here. The wind.
Yeah, it's forcing them to. Coral's back into the game. Foot goes out. It's third down and about 4 for Southern Regional, and the Rams could really use a couple of first downs here. Larry Pignatelli comes out as a wide receiver to the near side of the field. Covered by Maloney. They're going to run the ball, though, and I don't think they made the first down. John Sherwood, number 60, defensive end, was in there quickly.
Ed Fitzpatrick also in on the play.
And Southern's going to punt.
That's interesting. Fitzpatrick is a deep back, but yet on short yardage situations, they move him right up on the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage is about the 28-yard line, 4th and 2. A long count, maybe trying to draw Lacey off. There's the snap, and a good punt coming down around midfield. And they're going to let it roll dead, and it will roll dead at about the Lacey 48-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 for the Lions at their own 48.
I'm sure the Lacey coaches are going to take advantage of the wind again.
Let's set the defense for Southern. We didn't have a chance to do that on Lacey's first possession. Keith Bennett and J.R. Anderson are the defensive ends. Steve Kaplarczyk and Scott Groling are the tackles. The linebackers on the outside are Coral and Bakley. Norman and Pignatelli are the inside backers. The corners are Davis and Crespo, and Chris Dutton is the safety. First and 10 Lions, their own 48. They lead 7-0. 6 minutes to play first period. Little reverse coming up here with Maloney. Maloney's got some blocking. 50, 40, and out of bounds inside the 35 to about the 32. Dutton ran him out of bounds with help from Coral, but it was a nicely executed play.
Oh, nice play. And they ran it away from Bakley. Bakley's one of the best football players Southern Regional, number 25. They ran it away from him.
You got a shot of Steve Maloney right there, who's the ball carrier on that play. A junior, 5'9", 150 pounds. He's out of there, and Wes Paskowich, who has been injured, is into the ball game at the wide receiver on the left side. Granado gives to the fullback, and Carney goes for about 3 yards off the right side of the line. Pignatelli getting off the bottom of the pile along with J.R. Anderson, number 76.
They tried to trap up inside with Joe Roberts pulling and trapping. Picked up 4 yards.
Number 7, Muhammad Abdullah, is into the ball game at a linebacker spot for Southern Regional. He's playing the right outside linebacker.
Greg Elias just entered the game, Rick, at tailback. Exciting young runner.
He is number 22. He's a sophomore. Second and about 6. Cohen in motion. And Elias gets the call. And Elias close to a first down. I think he's got it. Tackled by Davis, Trent Davis, the right cornerback. And it is a first down for Lacey.
You know, that reverse is the kind of a play where, I mean, when you're having a so-so season, you need something to spruce things up in practice, and kids love to run plays like that. We used to use things like that just for a change of pace, just to pick them up in practice during the week. Those kind of exciting plays, kids love to see that.
Line of scrimmage is the Southern Regional 23. Kohut in motion to the near side. And the tailback, Elias. And Elias breaking free, and he's got another first down, and he's inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Groeling made the tackle, and we have a Southern Regional player who appears to be injured. And there's going to be an official timeout. It's Mike Norman, number 46, who's hurt a little bit, but he appears to be okay now. He's going to leave.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose Mike Norman. He's one of the leaders on this football team, the Southern football team.
He'll be replaced by 55, Josh Abbott, at the inside linebacker spot. It's a first down and goal for Lacey at about the 9-yard line. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to play first quarter. Lacey leading Southern 7-0. Pierce in motion. Penalty flag as Elias carries the ball down to about the 1-yard line, into the end zone, I think. But wait, hold everything. There's a penalty flag.
Rick, one official called it a touchdown, and one official was right there and didn't call it.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think the penalty's against Lacey.
True.
Based on this, yeah, holding is the indication against Lacey. So that's a moot point about whether he crossed the goal line or not, as the referee is explaining the options to Mike Norman, one of the co-captains for Southern Regional, and they will, of course, accept the penalty. And that will set Lacey back to about the 19-yard line on the holding penalty. So it'll be second down and goal from about the 19-yard line. Pasquich coming into the game for Lacey, replacing Jeff Carraz. Pasquich, 5'7", 145 pounds. He goes wide right. Kohut is wide left. The backs are in the eye. Bernardo wants to throw. Looking left, firing left, and it's knocked down. He had Elias open, and Bakley, I thought, made a real nice play on the ball.
Yeah, it was what we call a little throwback. The back flares out of the backfield, the opposite side of the fake, and they try to get the defense to rotate away from the fake, but they didn't. They stayed home. Good defense.
Yeah. Well, you said Bakley's one of their best players, and he proved it right there.
Yep. I'm surprised they didn't go to Pasquich. He's got like 18 receptions for 179 yards this year. And he's in the top 10 receivers in the Shore Conference.
Well, it's now second down and 19. I said the previous play was second, but it was first. This is second down and 19, and they're going to throw again. There's a penalty flag down. The pass is complete to Frazee, and Frazee's knocked down at about the 15, but there's a flag down thrown by the referee in the Lacey backfield. Illegal motion.
Yeah.
Illegal shift. I think they had 2 men in motion.
Yeah, if that wasn't it, he turned it upfield too soon when he was going in motion to the side.
So Lacey shooting themselves in the foot here on this drive with a holding penalty, and now with a motion penalty.
Yeah, double motion.
So it'll bring up second down and goal from about the 24-yard line.
Interesting, the voice of the Rams, Ron Martini, he's been an announcer here since the school opened. Real gentleman.
Lacey breaks the huddle looking at a second and goal from the 25-yard line. 3:35 to play opening quarter. Lacey ahead 7-0. Granado is going to throw, and he's looking left. Now he throws towards the sidelines. Touchdown again! No, he dropped it. Great play by number 1, Trent Davis, on Keith Martin in the end zone.
That was the exact same play
Yeah,
they scored the touchdown on. Exact same play. Now this time the two receivers are standing too close together, though. Cahoot's too close. His man drifts off and makes the play.
I was calling touchdown. I thought Martin had it easily, and I'll tell you, Trent Davis made a great play to break that up.
Yep. He hit him at just the right time. He didn't have possession of the ball yet, wasn't secured, and he knocked it out of his hands.
So it'll bring up third and goal from the 25. And this is an important defensive series for the Rams. goes in motion. And Granado, little rollout pocket, looking to throw.
Short.
Throwing to Pierce, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Crespo, and Southern Regional will take over on downs at their own 25.
Yeah, he was off balance. Southern Regional had good pressure on him. Definite throwing situation. They came with the blitz, and he was a little off balance. He was back on his heels, and he couldn't get any zip on the ball.
There you see it, throwing down near the goal line. They had to get it into the end zone. It was fourth and goal.
Looked like he was going for Dale Pierce. This will be interesting. We're looking at a real deep field goal, but with this win,
Well, I got confused on the downs. I thought that was fourth down.
better cover it.
They try the field goal. It's blocked at the line. Now Coral picks it up, looking for some blockers down the sideline, and he's run out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
That's a live ball. You know, sometimes kids stand around. A couple of nice blocks. Jason Coral gets the ball back to about the 40-yard
Take a look
line.
at this again on the replay.
It's blocked.
Yeah, right in the middle of the line.
It was a low kick.
So it'll be Southern ball, 1st and 10 at their own 42. Best field position the Rams have had so far today. And they're going to be going into the wind for about another 3 minutes. Arndt has trouble with the snap, takes it himself, goes around the right side and gets it out to about the 45-yard line. A 3-yard gain, that is about all.
Well, he
Jeff.
did the smart thing. He ran where the ball was supposed to go. That's what you tell quarterbacks to do.
Jeff Carras and Bob Nassani in to make the tackle for Lacey Township. 2nd down and about 7. Crespo goes wide to the left, and Bakley is a wing back to the right. Backs are split apart behind Arndt. Little crossbuck action. Coral into the secondary. Goodbye. Coral is gone. Coral is gone 56 yards for a Southern Regional touchdown. Boy, George, you called that early.
I can see the hole from here. I can see the Lacey linebackers just move with the fake, the old Delaware counter.
Jason
And
Coral.
once he gets air, I told you, once he finds the air, he's a legit. He can go to distance.
A 56-yard touchdown run for Jason
That
Coral.
was a nice fake. Really pulled the Lacey linebackers. Southern has been running that play.
And they'll try and kick the point to tie it up. Penalty flag is down. The kicker is down. Martin, kick is good, but there's a flag down. Let's check out the penalty.
They're calling Southern back onto the field.
And the referee is talking to Southern Regional about it. Personal foul running into the kicker is the indication against Lacey. And then there's also an illegal procedure call against Southern Regional. Going to play it again?
I don't know. The officials haven't indicated anything here. Both teams are getting ready for the kickoff.
Now the officials are back near the goal line with the football, so I think we're going to try the point after all over
It's
again.
got to be a do-over with 2 penalties.
Yeah, you think so?
Sure.
Here you see the Southern Regional sidelines. They are going to come over and speak to the referee and figure out exactly what's going to happen here.
I'm
Coach
wondering
Sheehan.
if it's going to be a penalty against Southern Regional for the illegal procedure and then a penalty against Lacey on the kickoff. Because they're not going to let you get away with running into the kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can take a free shot at him with 2 flags, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, they're going to kick it again. Martin, number 12, will attempt to kick it again. McCoy will be the holder. There's the snap, and the kick is on the way, but it looks like it's wide, and it is wide.
Made the first one, penalty, missed the second one. Well, Jason Curl now has, according to the paper, I read, he had 7 touchdowns going into the game. Now he has 8. He had 107 carries for 522 yards before this ball game.
They just added 56 yards.
Added 56, and real quick, too.
Yep. He's got good speed. So 2:13, the time of the touchdown here in the first quarter, and that caps off a 58-yard touchdown drive by Southern Regional. I think that would give them a nice big psychological boost.
Especially with the wind coming up in their favor in the second quarter.
Yep.
Lacey still has 2 minutes and 13 seconds to utilize the wind here.
I'd look for him to put it up in the air. So Southern Regional will be kicking, and it looks like they're going to kick from their own 40, so apparently those 2 penalties offset.
Yes.
And there will not be any yardage marked off here on the kick. Martin will kick off, and back to receive. Elias is back along with Frazee, 34, and Mike Maloney, 31.
Now, Lacey had success throwing during a running situation. That's where they scored their touchdown. And on that last passing situation, Southern came with a blitz. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lacey use a screen pass.
High kick, not deep. And it's down at about the 34-yard line. Kohut caught the ball, went to a knee, and then was hit by a Southern player, but I do not see a penalty flag, so it'll be Lacey ball, 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Lacey fans wanted a flag. They figured he was down, clearly down, and then the Southern Regional player ran into him.
You know, the referees don't agree with that. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Lacey.
And they're the boss.
Yeah, true enough. 2:09 to play, first quarter, clock is running. Very bright, sunshiny day here at Southern Regional. And as we mentioned, just a huge wind coming from right to left. Lacey calls the play on the sideline and goes right up to the line of scrimmage. Renato and the tailback Frazee. Hit at the line and dropped. Nice play by Mike Norman, senior linebacker, making a good tackle for Larry Sheehan's team.
Yeah, he's a football player.
Well, he's got size. He's 6 feet, 210 pounds. He was the one who was shaken up a little earlier. Looks like he's okay now. Clock running, 1:18 remaining in the first quarter. Teams have traded touchdowns here in the first quarter. The only difference is Southern Regional missed on the point after. And we're now under a minute to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 for Lacey. Kohut motion to the top of the screen. Give this to, fake to the tailback. Play action. Penalty flag down. The ball complete to Martin at about the 43, but there's a flag down in the Lacey backfield. Holding against Lacey Township. So a number of penalties have hampered the Lions here in the early going.
The number 66 for Southern, Luke Schultz, sophomore, he wasn't fooled at all. I mean, he didn't go for the fake. He slid off the block and went right to the quarterback to put pressure on him.
Now the penalty stops the clock with 47 seconds remaining in the quarter. And the line of scrimmage will be inside the 30 at about the 25-yard line. So it will be 2nd down and 20 for the Lions.
This is not a good sign for the Lacey Lions.
Now they're making a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, that's unlike the Lou Versillo football team.
Paskowicz near side, Pierce far side. Carney lines up as a wingback, and the single setback is Frazee. Now Carney goes in motion. Little draw action, and Frazee's got a lot of room. Frazee, midfield, cuts back inside Bakley, inside the 40, and finally stopped at the 35 by Chris Dutton, the safety.
That was well done. They had 3 wide receivers. They spread the Southern defense out. Nice little trap up inside on that delayed draw.
Very well executed play by the Lions, and it's a big gainer. Take a look
Yep,
again.
you can see the trap. Nice hole, good cut. He picks up an extra 12, 15 yards.
Yeah, he made a nice move there to get free once he was in the secondary.
That was
So,
a big gain.
1st and 10, Lacey now at the Southern 35. Elias goes in motion. Straight back to throw is Granados. Near sideline, incomplete. Intended for Martin, the tight end. Coverage by Davis. Penalty flag again.
Another flag.
That'll stop the clock, of course.
I think they called.
Incompletion holding against Lacey.
Yeah, I think it was Jared Burke, number 56.
Now this has got to be driving Lou Versillo nuts, all these penalties. .32 seconds to play in the opening quarter. And that's going to bring the ball back to the Southern 47-yard line.
Yeah, I believe you said 56.
First down and 22 yards to go for Lacey. And Granado drops back to throw. Fires deep, has a man open. Oh, what a catch by Paskowicz. Wes Paskowicz with a wonderful catch at the Southern Regional 10-yard line.
What they're doing is they send Elias in motion. The safety moved out that way. They just split the seam. He had 2 receivers to cover, and the safety man couldn't get over in time.
That was a fantastic catch by Paskowicz. Wow.
Well, he's one of the leading receivers in the shore, as I said. He's in the top 10.
1st and 10, Lacey at the 14-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Granado, little draw action to Elias. Elias inside the 10-5, touchdown! Greg Elias from 14 yards out scores the touchdown.
A little limp leg there. He kind of like stepped over a would-be tackler. Just picked his leg up. Watch the limp leg here. He just picked his leg right up and then made a cut up into the end zone.
All right, Dale Pearson to attempt the extra point. Lacey now leading 13-6. That score occurring with 4 seconds to play in the quarter. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it's good.
That was a nice block in there by Jason Vincent, number 63 also.
A 66-yard touchdown drive engineered by the Lions. So they've overcome the penalties, and they lead it by 8 points as we have just 4 seconds remaining in the quarter. So they'll kick it off, and then that will be the end of the first quarter.
You know, Rick, when they changed that rule for high school blocking up front, it used to be you couldn't use your hands. Your hands had to be against your body if you were an offensive lineman. Now you can put your hands out in front of your body and make contact with your fists on a defender. But a lot of kids, when their hands are out there, they start to control them with their open hands, and you can't do that. If you keep a closed fist, the officials usually let you do a lot more. But as soon as those hands open up, they're going to call you for holding. And I think that's what's happening out there.
Some of the Lacey cheerleaders are throwing tiny plastic footballs up into the crowd, and you and I almost got hit in the head with one.
The cheerleaders are throwing the footballs up here. Mr. and Mrs. Jorgensen almost got hit with a football down here. That's Kevin Jorgensen's mom and dad, number 50 for the Lacey football team.
Now Pierce will be kicking off for Lacey. Again, Crespo and Coral are back. Lacey's going to have to watch out for Coral. He's shown that he's got the speed to take the ball all the way. He has the Southern Regional touchdown today. The play coming on a 56-yard run a little bit earlier in this quarter.
I don't believe they're going to kick the ball to him, Rick.
I wouldn't. They kick it high and deep, and it's going to go into the end zone and out the back for a safety. Clock did not start, of course, so we still have 4 seconds remaining. Southern Regional will put it in play 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Kick it right into the end zone.
No run backs when you can kick it through the end zone. And this should be the final play of the first quarter. Steve Arndt, the junior signal caller, has backs in the eye behind him. And they give us to the tailback, and there's maybe a couple of yards off the left side of the line for Jason Coral, and that will conclude the first quarter in today's game. Well, an exciting first quarter. 3 touchdowns were scored, 2 by Lacey and 1 by Southern Regional. We've got 1 quarter in the books, and that ends the first quarter. We will be back here to Southern Regional with the score, Lacey 14, Southern Regional 6, back with the second quarter right after these messages. To go for the Rams as we get set to pick up second quarter action.
Let's see if the Rams want to go to the air with Stevie Arndt.
Well, they've got the win now.
New quarterback.
Arndt 6'1", 185. He's in his junior year. Up. Somebody started early. That'll cost him 5.
Stevie Arndt's dad, Ken Arndt, who coached here for years and was the athletic director, now the superintendent of schools of Southern Regional School District.
Well, the 5-yard penalty will make it second down and about 13 for the Rams. Trent Davis goes wide right, and Larry Crespo comes wide left. On second and long, Arndt, play action, roll out, looking to throw. Fires, and incomplete, overthrew his man. The intended receiver was Rich Gildner, a sophomore wide receiver.
A lot of young athletes Southern Regional has. I mean, I know they had about 60-plus kids on the varsity at the start of the season and 45-plus freshman kids. So there are a lot of boys out for football, but a lot of them are young.
And when you have young players on your team, you've got to expect some mistakes and some inconsistency. Gildner checks out. Keith Bennett goes in. Third and long, and we would expect Southern to throw in this situation. Brett Bakley comes very, very wide to the near side of the field, covered by Jerry York. Straight back to throw, and a little swing pass is incomplete, intended for Norman, the fullback. Players diving for the ball, but it is an incomplete pass, and it will be a punting situation for Southern.
That's such a tough play to run, especially when you swing out there. If you don't arc back a little bit and then turn up toward the line of scrimmage, it's a very difficult play to run.
Foot into the ball game to punt for Southern Regional.
Now I think you're going to see Lacey go to a ground game, Rick, which is what they usually like to do anyway.
There's the snap, a high kick, but not all that deep. Lacey is going to let it bounce. It bounces at the 40 and takes a big Southern Regional bounce. And it's going to roll dead just inside the Lacey 40, where it'll be 1st and 10 Lions. Now this will be Lacey's 4th possession. They've scored touchdowns on 2 of their previous 3 possessions. 1 touchdown by Martin on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Granado, and the other by Elias on a 14-yard touchdown run. Coral has the lone score for Southern Regional on a real nice 56-yard run. Opening minute of play, second quarter, Lacey leading at 14-6. Rick McDonough along with George Jack here, and we're happy you joined us on Adelphia Cable Communications High School football here, 95. Delay handoff, Frazee. Hit, bounces to the outside. Goes for about 3 yards.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Lacey take the ball and try to grind it now. Use their linemen up front to punish a little bit. Jorgensen, Vincent, Burke, Roberts, Natoli. Natoli, a big, strong kid, sophomore.
Normand made that tackle for Southern Regional. The gain was about 4 yards, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. One wide receiver, that's Kohut. He goes wide left as you look at senior Mike Renato, the quarterback. Frazee has the 1st down, and he's inside Southern Regional territory after a gain of about 9 or 10 yards. Crespo and Norman on the tackle.
That could have been trouble, that play. That was a capable breaker. Norman broke off his block and went back and made the tackle before Frazee could get going.
Frazee is going to take a rest on this play. Elias, number 22, is in to replace him. He lines up in the tailback spot. And he'll get the ball. Slices through the line and gains about 5 yards. Finally tackled by Abdullah, but not before he picks up about 5 or 6 yards.
A little stutter step in the backfield, and then Joe Roberts comes and makes a trap up the middle, and Elias gets the 1st down. Well,
line of scrimmage is the Ram 42. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Rams.
5-yard gain.
Jim Portal, number 35, is in at a linebacker spot. This time they line up in a power I, and Frazee gets the ball. Frazee is going to be close to a 1st down. Tackled by Anderson. And they're going to call timeout. It is a 1st down. Well, as you said, George, on the ground all the way for Lacey on this drive.
Yeah, they like to run that counter trade, too. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that.
Southern Regional stopped the clock. They've taken one of their timeouts with 9:20 to play here in the 1st quarter. Southern Regional trailing at 14-6.
Granado throws a nice ball. I mean, he can throw into the wind. He's a spiral passer, so when you have a spiral passer, they can throw into the wind fairly well because the ball isn't wobbling, there's no friction on it. It goes just as well into the wind as it does with the wind. So if they start to move up and play the run because Lacey is running the ball, you're going to see the ball in the air.
George, big game at the Shore last night. Toms River North hosting Brick. You were there. What were your thoughts?
I was there. Amir Dew single-handedly just about dismantled the Brick defense early in the game. Brick fought right to the end. They came back. They scored 2 touchdowns late in the game to get back into it, but they ran out of time. But it was an excellent football game. Well played. It was a clean game, and 2 good football teams. North clearly dominated the game early and won it.
I listened to the first quarter and a half of the game, and Brick was moving the ball pretty well when I was listening, but obviously North's defense got tougher later on.
Well, he kept running the ball to the left side, and then Amir Dew moved up to play a little linebacker, and they put a stop to it.
Granado on the handoff to Elias, sweeping to the right side, and a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Abdullah and Normand in on the tackle for the Rams.
I thought Ken Rose and Semarini played an excellent ball game on the offense. Besides Amir Dew for North, they had some great play-action passes. They used Amir Dew as a decoy, and they would throw it back to Kenny Rose on the weak side, and they made some great gains that way.
Here we have 8:42 to play in the first half, and Lacey Township leads at 14-6, and the Lions are driving, facing a 2nd and 7. Frazee from his tailback spot, driving and is stopped maybe a yard short of the 1st down marker. Getting good blocking, and is finally tackled by Larry Crespo, senior cornerback. Crespo looks like he's shaken up a little bit. 3rd and about a yard and a half or 2 for Lacey here. This possession started at their own 39-yard line, and it's been exclusively on the ground here as they are going into a very strong wind. All right, 3rd and short from the power I. Frazee hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss.
Well
Good
done.
defensive play by Larry Pignatelli, and it's going to be 4th and about 4 now for Lacey.
Well done by Pignatelli. That was an important play for Southern, because what Lacey wants to do now is they want to eat up the clock. They want to eat up the time, keep the ball on the ground, because Southern has the win, and they don't want to get hurt with, Southern having the win. So the best thing to do is try to run the clock down.
All right, Lacey's going to take a timeout and talk this one over here as they're faced with about a 4th down and 3.
Now, Pignatelli, when he was playing quarterback, he had completed 28 for 65 for 355 yards and 8 TDs.
Well, the line of scrimmage is just inside the Southern Regional 30, and they need to go to about the 27 or 27 and a half in order to pick up the touchdown.
That time he showed us he could play some defense, Pignatelli. That
Yeah.
was a big tackle.
Yeah, that was a great play. Junior co-captain, 5'10", 185 pounds. And he plays the right inside linebacker position for Larry Sheehan's Rams. Next week on Adelphia, our games will include Southern at Toms River South. That's the game I'll be doing. That airs on November the 14th. And also we'll have Toms River East at Brick Township. Ken Turp will be at that game. That game airs November the 16th. And we hope you'll join us for those games.
Also, Lacey's next opponent will be Monsignor Donovan. And then the following week, Thanksgiving rather, on the 23rd of November, they'll be at Central Regional.
All right, here we go. 4th and short. Single back set for Lacey. Granado, little crossing, handoff in the backfield to Elias. Elias hit, stopped short of the first down by Abdullah. And it looks like Lacey is going to be stopped on downs, and Southern Regional will take over. A good defensive play by Abdullah.
They strung it out real nice to the sidelines. Lacey tried to fool him, come back to the short side of the field, and Southern Regional played that well. At Southern Regional's opponent next Friday on the 10th of November at 7 p.m. They'll be at Toms River South, and then they play on Thanksgiving Eve at Jackson, home against Jackson, Wednesday, November 22nd at 6 p.m.
7 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first half, and the Rams will take over at their own 29-yard line, trailing 14-6. And now Southern is going to call a timeout. That's their second timeout.
Rick, why don't I go with the coaching staff for Southern Regional while we have a chance here. Second-year head coach and offensive coordinator, Larry Sheehan. They have Rob Davis, Dave DiEugenio, Ron Kish, Rich Malik, who's the defensive coordinator, Dan McCarris, who was a great high school football player at Toms River South.
Yeah.
I remember him well, too, because he beat us a couple times. Tony Semarini, our own Channel 8 broadcaster, who's a freshman coach here, Joe Fleck, and Steve Virus, freshman coaches.
That's the coaching staff for Southern Regional. We were down on the field talking to Tony Semarini before the game. We also was talking with Ron Emmert, who's a former Channel 8 broadcaster and has since gone back to a more normal life as being an offensive coordinator for Lou Versillo,
Well,
quarterback's coach.
Speaking about the Lacey coaching staff, head coach Lou Versillo, 15 years, conference champs 88 through 93, well-renowned head coach and well-respected in Ocean County. Rich Stratton is an offensive line coach, Ron Emmert, quarterbacks and receivers, Ed Heffernan, fine defensive coordinator with the linebackers, Tom Malik, defensive secondary, and I'll get the rest after this one.
All right, 1st and 10 for Southern at their own 29-yard line. Arndt gives the ball off a fake on the fullback. Now he tosses it, and it's complete for a nice gain out to about the 36 or the 37-yard line. Nathan Foote, the sophomore fullback. Some good ball faking that time by Arndt. I think he's pretty talented.
He faked you out.
Yeah.
Rob
You
Summers
noticed.
did a nice job staying with that pass. Chris Ferrule is the defensive line coach for Lacey. Steve Ferrule, defensive line coach. The freshman coaches are Tom Ramsey, Ralph Bigger, Mike Murphy, Matt Martin, and the trainer is Lee Emery.
7-yard gain on that play for Foot, 2nd and 3 for the Rams. They trail by 8 points, 6.5 to go, second quarter. Penalty flag is down, the ball is loose, Norman has fumbled, and it's recovered by Ed Crowley, but there is a penalty flag down, so let's check that out. If the play stands, it'll be Lacey's ball, but there is a penalty flag down.
I think it's against Southern, Rick.
I think you're right.
Boy, he
Holding
hit up in there real quick. That's one of those situations where your body stops and the ball keeps moving.
Let's take a look at
He
this
was
again
hit.
on the
He got
replay.
good solid shot. The ball popped out.
So it's a holding penalty against Southern. It's declined. Lacey will take the result of the play, which is a fumble recovery, and Lacey will get it first down and 10 inside Southern Regional territory. So Crowley with the fumble recovery. And it's first and 10 for Lacey. Game's first and only turnover. Comes with 6:19 to play in the first half, and the Lions owning an 8-point lead. Frazee gets past the first man, still on his feet, driving close to a first down. Jay Frazee, an excellent effort. It takes Bakley and about 2 or 3 other players from Southern Regional bring him down, including Jim Portal. But another holding penalty against Lacey. That's about the 6th penalty against the Lions.
I don't know. The umpire is Red Giesendorfer. He's a local official. He's been around for years and years, officiates basketball, football, baseball. He's the umpire, and I guess he's the one calling that holding.
So instead of a first down for Lacey, it'll be a 10-yard penalty the other way, and bring them back to about their own 43-yard line. So they'll have to put it in play from there. Paskowicz coming into the game, number 82. That's Paskowicz right there, heading into the huddle. He made a great reception on Lacey's second touchdown drive.
Last time Lacey was in a passing situation, Southern came with the blitz and put a lot of heat on. I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of a screen pass or go back to that draw here.
2 wide receivers. They'll keep it on the ground. Good defensive coverage. Ball's loose. Southern's got it. Southern at the Lacey 46 is recovered. Recovered, I believe, by Crespo. That's who it is. Let's take a look at that on the replay.
Yeah, he finds the hole outside, not inside, because it was blocked. Yep. As he was going down, they stripped the ball on him.
So the teams exchange fumbles, and it'll be first and 10 for
Now,
Southern. And
no, I think they're going
They
to
called
say
him
he
down?
was down. Yeah.
they called him down by contact.
Yep. Evidently his knee hit the ground before the ball popped out.
Let's take a look again.
You can see it here. I don't know. That's a close call.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree with that call.
It's close. It was close.
And Southern has just called for timeout. They had too many men on the field just as the ball was about to be snapped.
He
So
seemed
that's
to
their
be,
that's their last timeout of this half with 5 minutes remaining. So Lacey Township gets a break there with the play being ruled dead before the fumble. But I'm with you, George. I thought it really was a fumble.
That's one of the advantages we have of the replay up here. Seeing it again, it happens bang, bang down there. They have to make the call. But it looked like he was turning over a little bit, and the ball popped out from the top.
And across the way, Larry Sheehan is talking it over with the referee, trying to get some explanation about why that was not a fumble, why they thought the play was dead. Not going to change the results, though. It will still be a Lacey ball, 2nd and long.
And 3 seconds to go, Rick. And Lacey has had the ball most of this quarter, and Southern cannot use the advantage of having the win.
That's an excellent point. You know, this is the quarter in which I'm sure Southern tried to figure that they would be able to really get some offensive yardage, but Lacey's kept the ball on the ground and has kept the ball pretty much away from Southern Regional. Southern Regional's only had it once here in the second quarter, and they lost it on the fumble. All right, we're ready to resume play. Second down and about 20 for the Lions at their own 42-yard line. And Granado is going to look to throw. Throwing over the middle has the tight end Martin, good for a catch at the 35-yard line. And it's going to be good for a first down for Lacey Township, and we have an injured Southern Regional player.
That's the fourth time they ran the play to the tight end. He just finds that open seam in there. Southern is spread out down the field trying to cover the wideouts, and the tight end is slipping right into the seam.
Brett Bakley and Trent Davis were in making the stop for Southern Regional. And one of the Rams players is down on the field.
You know, to me, that's evident that the Lacey Township coaching staff picked something up in the Southern defense when they scouted them, and they probably figured that this play would be very successful against them, and they've run it 4 times.
Yeah, it's worked very well for them. That's Davis, number 1, the junior cornerback who's injured and getting up now.
Well, you know, I might add that Keith Martin, a senior, 6'3", 190 pounds. You know, he's alone, and you're trying to tackle him, and he's on the run down the field.
Right, he outweighs Davis by about 30 pounds. Davis, I think, hurt his right shoulder on the play. Clock moving, 4:45 to play in the first half. First and 10, Lacey from the Southern 36. Little draw play. Frazee tries the left side, but there's not much there. Chris Adams, number 52, a junior defensive tackle, was in there to make the stop for Southern Regional. Gain of about 2 yards.
Coming into this ball game, Mike Granado was 48 for 99 with 4 touchdowns, 432 yards.
All right, he's looking at a 2nd and 8. Elias in motion, and he's going to throw the ball. Granado over the middle, and is it intercepted? No, it's incomplete. They rule the ball was on the ground.
The official was right there.
Right.
I mean, well, Granado's 539 yards on the season coming into this game.
Number 80, Rich Gildner, was the man who tried for the interception. Take a look at hit the ball just.
I thought his hands were under the ball, but the referee's right there.
Close.
Hard to tell.
Referee was right there. Third down now and about 8 yards. The incompletion stops the clock. 3:58 to play in the first half. All the scoring occurring in the first quarter. Lacey leading it by 8 points, 14-6.
I think you're going to see Lacey go for the first down here. They're not going to throw the ball deep. They're going to throw it about 8 yards down the field for the first down.
All right, little swing pass to Frazee. He's got it at the 40, 35, and he's wrapped up short of the first down, I believe. Bakley made the tackle. He had help from Normand. And it's going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards, so it'll be 4th and 3. What do you think they'll do here?
Well, I mean, they have a good running game. I like that counter, Trey. Southern will probably go to a short yardage defense. You might want to run off tackle. If they do throw the ball, they'll probably throw one of those quick hitches.
Dale Pierce brings in the play, and Carney, the sophomore fullback, replaces Greg Elias. Lacey breaks the huddle. The play clock must be running down now. They're going to have to get this away quickly. 4th down and about 3 yards to go. They're going to try and throw. Granado has the fullback wide open, doesn't see him, throws near side, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Mohamed Abdullah on 4th down. And Granado didn't see Sean Carney on the far side, nobody near him.
No man is an island. That time Sean Carney was all by himself.
He was.
But I don't think the play was designed to go his way. I think it was designed to go the other way.
So Abdullah's interception gives Southern Regional the ball back at about their own 34-yard line with 2:52 to play in the first half, and the wind at their back, and let's see what they decide to do here. Bakley comes to the near side, Crespo to the far side. Arndt is going to throw. Throwing long. Crespo intercepted by Elias. And Greg Elias returns the favor, intercepting the ball at his own 38-yard line.
Shame he couldn't keep his footing because he had some room down the sidelines. That was well played. All he did was play center field. He's just back playing deep zone. He goes to the ball, and he picks it off from the inside safety spot. Got good speed.
Well, we've got 2:28 remaining in the first half. We've got an injured player back up field at about the 35-yard line. One of the Rams is down. Looks like one of the linemen.
Kaplarchuk, maybe?
Coach Larry Sheen and his training staff are out there tending to the injured player.
Ron Martini, the Ram announcer, just made an announcement about the Southern Booster Club selling a blanket. They're auctioning off a Southern Regional blanket to make some money for the club. And I ran into Mr. and Mrs. Essig, Don Essig and Carol Essig, mother and father of a player, Chris Essig, number 69, who's a sophomore on the Southern Regional football team. They were manning the Booster Club booth when I walked by.
It is Kaplarchuk who is injured on the play, number 62.
He's a big boy, and it looked like a big boy down on the ground, and I figured maybe it was him.
I would say that 6 feet tall, 315 pounds qualifies as big. So the clock is stopped with 2:28, and when we come back, it'll be Lacey ball at about their own 38 or 39-yard line.
And again, Southern has the wind, and they went right to the air, just like we thought they would. Both teams are going to go to the air when they have the wind. Unfortunately, they can't capitalize on it.
All right, Kaplarchuk is up, and he's heading off the field. He's got a right leg problem as he goes off.
It looks like his ankle's a little tender.
Lacey's huddling up on the near sideline, calling their next play, maybe more than their next play, maybe the next couple of plays. They do have the wind in their face here in this second quarter. And they go right up to the line of scrimmage. Paskowitz, who had that outstanding catch earlier, is to the near side, along with Pierce. And we're ready to resume action. Granato on the sprint out, looking to throw. He's got plenty of time. Nobody's open. Now he's looking to throw near sideline. It's complete. And out of bounds is Paskowitz on a nice catch up near the 48-yard line, covered by Pignatelli and Bakely.
He did the right thing. He was down the field about 5 yards. He saw his quarterback in trouble. The play was broken up. The timing was broken up a little bit. So he came right back to the quarterback like a good receiver should.
Take a look at that again on the replay here.
Granato is ready to throw, but now he hesitates. Paskowitz comes back to him, which is a good move by a receiver, a heady move.
And he was able to keep himself in bounds for that catch. Second and short. Draw play. Frazee for about a yard in the first down. That's about all he needed was a yard. And it will be Lacey first down at the 49-yard line of Southern Regional. Anderson made the tackle. And we'll have less than 2 minutes to play in the first half when we get our next snap.
That was well done because Jason Vincent went up to block him. Had he sustained his block a little bit longer, that would have been a big gainer.
All right, clock is running. 1:50 to play in the half now. Ball at midfield. And there's a whistle. Penalty flag down. Illegal procedure indicated against Lacey Township. Boy, it's been a penalty-filled first half for the Lions.
Most of it coming from the umpire.
So that'll move them back 5 yards to about their own 46-yard line. you had a good look at Larry Pignatelli, number 14, one of the captains for Southern Regional, junior linebacker. Dale Pierce goes in motion, and they're going to run off tackle with Elias, and Elias goes to midfield. Tripped up by Pignatelli.
He's going to be just short of the first down.
Second down and 10 from midfield, and the clock continues to run. Here comes the play in with York and Kohut. Looks like York is going to be quarterback for this play. They've replaced Granado, and number 27, York, is going to quarterback the Lions on this play. He rolls to the left. He's got a blocker in front of him. Now he's going to try and run it. He's at the 45, runs into a man at the 40. That's Bakley, and down he goes at about the 40-yard line.
Designed play. York goes in, he's going to roll out. He's got good speed, gets a block, makes some good yardage.
Lacey calls timeout, stopping the clock with 35 seconds to go. So obviously Lacey's going to try something to put it in the end zone here.
I know Coach Ed Heffernan and Lou Vasilla were conversing. I don't know what they would attempt to do, unless they want to get down in the field goal range, maybe within 30 seconds.
Yep, be awful tough to kick one into this wind. Now I was talking to Ron Cermarini before the game, the freshman coach here at Southern, and he said to me that
Tony
Cermarini.
Tony
said to me that Mike Granado of Lacey is the kind of quarterback that if you had a kid like him all the time, you'd never quit coaching. That's how much fun he is to coach. He says he's just a great kid.
Yeah. Well, he's been there, this is his third year at the helm. And of course, having Ron Emmert to work with you as a quarterback coach is a plus because he knows a lot about quarterbacking.
All right, here's the situation. It's third down and less than a yard for Lacey at the 40-yard line of Southern Regional. 35 seconds to go in the half, and Lacey leading 14-6. Granado's back in at quarterback, and he fakes.
Like I said.
Throwing near sideline, complete to Kohut, first down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Like I said. So I know it's kind of tough to throw the ball into the wind, but this kid can throw the ball into the wind because he throws a perfect ball.
Outside linebacker Brett Bakley made the tackle for Southern. Lacey in their hurry-up offense as time is running out here. First and 10 at the 18-yard line, and Granado spikes the ball to stop the clock and give the Lions a chance to think over what they're going to do here in the final 25 seconds.
That used to be intentional grounding. I don't know what happened.
Now they've adopted the same rule that the pros have.
I think they're looking for 3 here. Well, now they have a couple downs maybe to try and throw it into the end zone. The 25 seconds, if they can stop the clock again on a spike, I don't believe they have any timeouts.
Let me check that. They've got one left.
One left.
Yeah. So second and 10 from the 18. Single back set for the Lions. Granado looking left, middle, now throws, and incomplete, intended for the tight end Martin, covered by Bakley. That'll bring up a third and 10. The incompletion stops the clock with 20 seconds left in the half. Kohut and Elias coming in for Lacey with the play from the sidelines. Southern Regional digs in defensively.
With one timeout left, they can try to get down into that field goal area or even throw the ball into the end zone once.
Keep your eye on Paskowicz. He's to the near side. Delay handoff to Frazee. Frazee down the sidelines, driven out of bounds inside the 10. Close to a first down, stops the clock with 11 seconds left.
And they still have that timeout.
Norman drove him out of bounds. There's 11 seconds to play in the half. It is a first down for Lacey. So they've got a chance here to throw into the end zone.
I'd say 2 plays.
2 plays, throws
with
into
the
the end zone,
timeout.
right.
Take a shot with 1, and then call your timeout and make a decision whether you want to go for a TD or you want to go for your field goal.
Here comes the play in with Pierce. First and goal from about the 8-yard line for Lacey. Backs are in the eye. And Granado's going to throw. Looking to the right side. Fires into the end zone. Incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Pierce. Good coverage. Good coverage by
Well
Rich
done.
Gilder.
Well done.
6 seconds to go.
Another sophomore, Gilder.
Watch the replay here. You see the excellent
He's well
coverage.
covered.
Yeah, he is.
Well covered. And there were 2 Lacey receivers in the same area again.
Lacey's going to call their last timeout. They've got 6 seconds to go. They've probably got time for 1 quick pass, and then if it's incomplete, they could try the field goal if they wanted to. But they are going to be kicking into a big wind.
Yeah, that's a consideration here, definitely.
Yep. They're at the 8-yard line, so it would be a 25-yard field goal attempt into the wind. Ball is spotted on the right hash mark, so it would be a difficult chore for their kicker, Dale Pierce, if that's what they elect to do. You get a look at the Lacey huddle right there. That's Jorgensen 50, Pierce number 9, Kohut number 12.
Remember, the last field goal was blocked.
That's
But he
right.
has, with the win, he has kicked off into the end zone, so he has a good foot. And he showed that against Manchester.
All right, here come the Lions out. And there go the Rams on defense.
I think you're going to see Paskowitz square out to the outside.
Yeah, he's lined up wing left.
And you got Pierce on the outside coming inside, and Paskowitz going outside, possibly.
Bakley's going to cover Paskowitz. 6 seconds in the half. Granado straight back to throw. Throws a fade pattern in the end zone. Penalty flag is down. Was the ball caught? I
It's a
think it
touchdown,
was.
sure.
Yes. Ball was caught by Dale Pierce. Should be a touchdown. There's a flag down. I think it's interference against Southern Regional.
It's a fade pattern.
Yep.
That was well done. Well done.
Here's
With
the
1-on-1,
replay.
he just throws the fade right to the corner, and Pierce runs right underneath the ball. Good catch. That was well done, boy. That was a nice little drive and good clock management. And they
And
come up with the score.
Right, and it looks like they're going to go for 2. Nope, Pierce is in the game. They'll try and kick it. Comes with 1 second left in the half. So, as you pointed out, excellent clock management by Lacey. Here comes the extra point attempt. They're going to fake it. And here comes Kohut. Going to run with it, and Kohut does not make it. He's tackled short of the end zone. I think it was Pignatelli who got him. So a 62-yard touchdown drive.
Wide
for,
open in the end zone. Number 45.
Yeah, Martin.
45 was wide open.
He was looking to throw.
45 is
45
wide
was
open
Martin,
in the corner
right.
of the end zone. He just didn't see him. Awful tough. He's left-handed, and he was running to his right.
Still 1 second remaining in the half, and Lacey now leads at 20-6.
I'm surprised they went for 2 there. Although you did say they were going for 2, and they lined up for the field goal, so you're a mind reader. But I'm surprised because Southern only has 6 points. You get 21, you force them to go for 2.
Right.
But, hey, maybe Coach Vasillo wants the scouts riding in the stands for next week.
Yeah.
You can spend a half hour practicing against that play.
Now they're throwing those footballs at us
This
again,
one girl
George.
keeps trying to throw the ball right in here. She's going back for another one. Watch.
Look out. All right, Pierce will be kicking off for Lacey.
The cheerleaders are trying to throw a ball into the booth, but they can't make it with the wind.
Crespo and Coral are back deep for Southern Regional.
They're going to kick a squibbler here.
comes Pierce, and he dribbles it right along the ground, fielded by one of the Ram players, and the clock runs out, and that's the end of the first half. Recapping the scoring in the first half, Lacey got on the board first at the 8:25 mark of the first quarter as Martin caught a 15-yard touchdown pass from Granado. Pierce's kick made it 7-0. Southern Regional scored with 2:13 to play in the first quarter as Jason Coral took the ball 56 yards up the middle for a touchdown run. The kick failed, and it was 7-6 Lacey. Greg Elias scored with 4 seconds to play in the first quarter on a 14-yard run. Pierce aided the kick. It was 14-6. And then with 1 second remaining in the half, it was Dale Pierce taking an 8-yard touchdown pass from Granado. The try for 2 points failed, and that made the score Lacey 20 and Southern Regional 6, which is where we are now at halftime. Well, George and I will be back with the second half of this afternoon's football game right after these messages. Welcome back to Southern Regional High School. Rick McDonough along with George Jeck, and we're set to start the second half of today's game. Martin will be kicking off for Southern Regional, and Frazee is in the deep back along with Maloney for Lacey Township. 20-6, Lions lead the Rams as we start the second half. Ball is bouncing loose, and it's fielded inside the 5 by Frazee. He comes out to the 15 and gets across the 20 to about the 23-yard line, where he's dragged down by Gildner. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lacey at about their own 23.
Anytime you get a kickoff like that, spins around and hits the ground, it always throws the timing off on any return you have planned.
That was Lacey's option here at the second half, what to do. They elected to take the football. Southern Regional took the win, so the Lions will be moving into that strong wind here in the third quarter. Granado in at quarterback, and give on first down is to Frazee, and Frazee has a good run off the right side for about 9 yards. Good blocking, and finally tackled by Pignatelli. Joe Roberts, the sophomore guard, with some good lead blocking there for Jay Frazee, the junior running back. Second down and a little less than a yard for the Lions, who have received touchdowns today from Martin, Elias, and Pierce. Tailback gets the carry, and it's Frazee for the first down and more out to the 40, and he's finally tackled at about the 41-yard line by Dutton.
Lacey did the same thing against Manchester when they came out in the second half. They found something that they thought was a weakness, and they came at it like 7 or 8 times in a row, and now they started to run to their offensive right, Southern Regional's defensive left, twice in a row.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Double wide receiver and a man in motion. Delay handoff. Frazee hit the backfield and stopped for a loss. Good defensive play. Scott Groling in on the tackle.
That time Jorgensen pulled left to try and trap, but the defender had come right across real low, submarine style, and there was nobody to trap. All he could do was fall on top of him.
Loss of a yard on the play.
Rolling, that's who it was, the nose guard, number 77. Yep.
Chris Adams has replaced Kaplarchuk at left tackle for Southern Regional, as the Rams going with that 4-4 defensive look. Here comes Frazee, and he dives into the line and has a short gain, not much. Pignatelli and Groling in on the stop. It'll be 3rd and about 10 or maybe 9 for Lacey.
That time the Lacey lineman did a nice job blocking up front. Jorgensen took his man and drove him dead to the sidelines, but the linebackers from Southern Regional filled the hole. Wasn't much of a gain. And Jorgensen was on the left side of the line that time. The time before he lined up on the right side of the line. Now he's back on the right side, so Lou Versillo shifting his linemen around.
Well, Lacey hasn't hesitated to throw into this wind when they've been in throwing down, and they are in a throwing down now. down. Back to throw is Granado. Fires, and it's caught for a first down. Great catch by Kohut at about the 35-yard line, tackled by Davis, but it's a Lacey first down.
He's on fire today, Granado.
He is great. Take a look again, George.
He puts that ball right in there. They're attacking the same area that they attacked with their tight end, if you notice.
That's just a great throw into the wind.
Well, like I said, he's that kind of a quarterback. You can throw with him into the wind.
First and 10, Lacey
Spiral.
at the Ram 35. 9 minutes to play, third quarter. Lacey leading 20-6. Here comes Frazee. Gets away from one man, cuts back, and gains about 3 yards. Tackled by Anderson. He put a nice move on Crespo at about the 37-yard line and got forward for about 5 yards.
He did. Planted his foot, cut up the field real nice. But you know, when your defensive secondary people are making tackles, you're in trouble.
True. Very true. Frazee gets a breather. He comes out. Pierce is out. Elias is in. Paskowicz goes wide left. Kohut wide right on 2nd and 6. Little counter action. Jorgensen with a block. There goes Elias. Elias inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Nice block by Jorgensen.
Nice block by Jorgensen. Elias decided to go around that block instead of cutting it up inside. Fortunately, Jorgensen knocked his man onto the ground.
And it's good for another Lacey first down as they're moving the ball methodically here in the third quarter. They took it at their own 23-yard line, and they are now at the 24-yard line of Southern Regional. 7:55 to play, third quarter. Granado turns, says something to his running backs, and hands to Elias. And Elias loses the ball, but I think he got it back again inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. And he did recover it. Anderson in on the tackle, along with Groling. Got an official timeout here for a second. And now they put the clock back in motion. That play picked up about 4 yards. On 2nd and 6, Kohut hands to Elias. Elias slips and falls, knocked down also by Pignatelli as he tried to cut. No gain on the play.
Second or third time he slipped on the field.
Pearson, number 9. Senior flanker back. He's 6 feet, 170 pounds.
Throwing situation.
Right. Pierce comes to the near side, covered by Crespo, and we've got a flag thrown by the
Delay.
referee before the snap. Delay a game.
Delay of the game. Now it's really a throwing situation.
Yeah, now it's going to be 3rd and about 11.
I thought maybe they had the draw call on. Now they're going to have to go to the air.
Paskowicz goes to the far side and Pierce to the near side. 3rd down and 11. Play action, Granado, good fake, rolling to his right, looking to throw, complete, incomplete to the tight end Martin. Martin had it and then he dropped it, and it's going to be 4th down and about 11.
Yeah, it was a little delay. He kind of blocked and got lost in the shuffle, and then he was going to slip out to the flat. He was wide open, but he tried to turn and run up the field before he had the ball.
Well, the line of scrimmage is the 24, so let's see what Lou Versillo decides to do here. On 4th down and about 11, and it looks like he's going to go for it. At this point in the game, I think that's a pretty good decision. Double wide to the right side of the field, Kohut and Paskowicz. Back to throw, Granado. Throwing to the near sideline and complete for the first down. Kohut is the receiver, and he's got it for a first down for Lacey at about the 13-yard line, and it is a Lacey first down.
Send the inside receiver straight down the field, Paskowitz. That takes the linebacker, the cornerback, backing up straight down the field. The outside receiver squares out. There's nobody underneath. He's got a one-on-one to the sidelines, and he hits the pass.
Now, Mike Granato has turned in an outstanding performance so far today.
The best I've seen him.
Clearly it is. 6 minutes to play third quarter. Lacey leading 20-6. First and 10 Lions at the 14 of Southern Regional. Here comes Frazee, and he's down to about the 11. Anderson and Adams on the tackle for the Rams. Gain of 3, second down and 7 for Lacey as you look at the Ram defensive huddle. Carney at fullback, Frazee is the tailback. And it's Frazee trying to get outside, gets a block from the fullback, still on his feet driving, and he's in for the touchdown. Jay Frazee takes it in from 11 yards out. And Lacey Township goes on top 26-6.
Watch Sean Carney here, number 44, boom. He springs him. And a good piece of running, too. Broke a couple tackles after that. What a nice block by Sean Carney. I was very impressed with him in the Manchester game. He is a good blocking fullback.
Pierce for the extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. So Lacey takes the second half kickoff and drives 77 yards for a touchdown. And they now lead at 27-6 with 5:04 to play in the third quarter. And Lacey's looking pretty good right now.
Lacey's looking pretty good, and the sun is going behind a cloud. Good kick-out block. Handoff, 44, kick-out, breaks the tackle, gets into the end zone. Good running.
It looks like he made the right move to set up the fullback block on that play. Carney was going to block the guy to the outside, and he cut behind it looked like.
Yeah. That's a good technique, Rick. Always to teach your backs to take an extra step to the side that you want to go opposite of, because then the defender will step that way and your blocker gets a piece of him and then you're cutting it back. Setting up your own block.
So Lacey now has scored 3 straight touchdowns after Southern Regional had cut the lead to 7-6. And the Lions are ahead by 3 touchdowns right now.
A couple of big passes during the drive.
Right.
Nice seam pass. Nice out pattern. Ball right on the money. Nice drive.
Next week's games, we'll have Southern Regional Rams up at Toms River South against the Indians. That'll be the game I'll be doing. That airs November the 14th. And then the Toms River East Raiders will be in Dragontown against Brick Township also next week, and that game airs on November the 16th. As we're getting real close to Thanksgiving here, it's hard to believe Thanksgiving's less than 3 weeks away. And of course the playoff picture's beginning to crystallize. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's the kick, and it's taken by Bakley. And Bakley is up to about the 37 or the 38-yard line. Carraz and Fitzpatrick on the stop.
Well, with North's 35 to 28 win last night over Brick, that just about puts Brick Township out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, I would think
and
so.
Toms River North, in that tight South Jersey Group 4 race, they have 2 other teams that are undefeated, Shawnee and Washington Township. And then you have Eastern Regional and Overbrook also in there looking for a playoff spot. So that's a tight situation Toms River North's involved in.
First and 10 for the Rams, their own 37-yard line, and they give us to the fullback, Norman. And the big senior cracks off the right side for about 3 yards. 42-yard line, tackled by Rob Summer. It'll be second and about 6.
With the new rule this year, even if you don't have the quality points and you're undefeated,
You're in.
you still are going into the
That's
playoffs.
right.
So if North wins their next ball game and they're undefeated, they have to be included. It just depends where they're seated.
Second and about 6. Arndt gives to the fullback Norman, and Norman dives across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Tackled by Adam Maggio. It'll be third down and about 2. Tom's River North's next game is at Jackson.
Jackson had a big win last night against Middletown North.
And of course, after next week's games, that's when the announcements are made as to who's in the playoffs. So next week is the last week that your games will count for the playoffs. Third and short now for the Rams. Give us to the fullback, and he stopped short of the first down. Excellent tackle. I believe it was Ed Fitzpatrick, the safety, who came up and made that stop. It's going to be 4th and 2.
I mentioned him in the pregame. I was always impressed with him. The last couple games I've seen, he comes up and plugs real nice. And in a running situation, I said in the short yardage situations, they move him right up close to the line of scrimmage.
Now Southern's going into a punt formation here. Nathan Foote will punt.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here. A nice short snap, maybe.
Maloney back to return the punt. Foote will have the wind at his back, and they were trying to pull Lacey offside. There's a penalty flag down. Somebody, I think, didn't have a mouthpiece in. I think that's what the signal was from the official. And if that's against Lacey, and I believe it is, that'll be a Southern first down. And it is against Lacey.
Brett Bankley, who was lined up in a blocking position in the punt formation, looked across and saw one of the Lacey players without a mouthpiece and turned around and said to the referee, hey, he doesn't have his mouthpiece in.
Now that's heads-up play. Gives Southern Regional a first down just about midfield with 2:15 to play in the third quarter.
Mental mistake.
Strong right formation. Little counter handoff to the fullback Norman, and Norman goes inside the 50 to about the 48-yard line. Rob Summer and Ed Crowley on the tackle. Well, Lacey's made a lot of mistakes today, to be honest about it, but they've been able to overcome it. I mean, they've put 4 touchdowns on the board.
Yeah, those holding calls, 3 or 4 holding calls. It's unlike the Lacey team to have that many errors.
That's very true. Second down and 8 now for the Rams. Arndt, quick drop, fires, and it's complete to Crespo at the line of scrimmage, but he goes nowhere as he is really snowed under just as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Carrazza Maloney
Boy,
on the tackle.
Big hit.
All of that for a 1-yard gain, so it'll bring up a third down and about 9 yards to go for Southern Regional. Number 78 coming into the game for Lacey, Mike Wright, replacing Dan Norton at a defensive tackle position.
I haven't seen Jason Coral in the game since, what, middle of the second quarter?
I think you're right.
I hope he's not hurt.
I see him over on the sidelines. Looks like he's okay. So third and long, single back formation. Quick throw, and it's caught by Crespo. Close to the first down, Maloney makes the tackle. Let's see where they mark his forward progress. He had to get to the 40.
Short.
He's short of the first down. He's short by a foot, and I'm sure Southern's going to go for it. 4th and 1, and they're going to have the quarter expire here, so they'll have some time out to talk about it, because we have now reached the end of the third quarter. Only one score in that third quarter, by Lacey's Jay Freese, an 11-yard run with 5:04 remaining. And so with 3/4 in the books, the score is Lacey 27 and Southern 6. And George and I will be back with the fourth quarter right after these messages. Along with George Deck, it's 4th down and a yard to go for Southern Regional. Arndt on a long count. Little delay handoff to Norman. Norman's got the first down. Tackled by Jeff Carraz, the safety, but it's a first down for Southern Regional inside the Lacey 38-yard line.
You know, Norman's the kind of a kid, you can see he enjoys playing the game of football. He never quits, he always works hard, offense and defense, he runs hard.
Southern Regional moving into the strong wind here in the fourth quarter. George, look at this. Each team has had the ball only once in the second half. Talk about ball possession.
Control.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for Southern. Wing left formation. And they're going to run left. Norman gets around Carraz. York finally wraps him up with help from Elias, but not before he gains several yards off the left side.
Dan Norton, number 73 for Lacey. A little bit of a limp there. I don't know if he hurt his leg or... He's staying in. He's staying in.
He's staying in. Gain of about 7 on the play. 2nd and 3. 10 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the game. Lacey leading at 27-6. Bakley comes near side, guarded by Maloney. Double fake and a keeper play by Arndt. Lots of room. Hit and dropped after he picks up a first down. Put a nice move on the defensive back and was finally brought down by Rob Summer, but it's a first down for Southern Regional.
That looked like an option of sorts. He could have either passed it or ran with the ball. Nathan Foote, number 23, sophomore running back for Southern, was in the flat clear, but he saw he could run with the ball and did.
1st and 10 for Southern with the ball on the Lacey 20-yard line. Bakley goes wide to the left, and that's Larry Crespo, number 2, coming to the near side. Penalty flag thrown by the referee. Delay of game called against Southern Regional. Too much time.
That hurts. That'll hurt you.
Yep.
Rick, while I have a minute, I want to talk about the A South Division since that victory last night by Toms River North over Brick. That makes North 4-0 in the A South Conference, Brick Township 4-1. But the interesting thing is Toms River East is 3-1, sitting right behind both of those teams, and they play Brick and North their last 2 games of the year. Could be interesting.
Big games for the Raiders. 1st and 15 now for the Rams. Arndt on an end around to Crespo. Crespo gets past the first line of tacklers and picks up about 5 yards. Going off the left side, Elias, 22, in on the tackle. And that'll bring up the 2nd down and about 10.
You know, we haven't seen that play that Southern scored the touchdown on with Jason Curl, that wing-back reverse.
Right.
Haven't seen that play the rest of the game. Haven't seen Jason Curl the rest of the game.
That's also true. .20 to play in the game, and Southern with a 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Arndt, looking to the near side, fires, and it's complete. Complete at about the 13-yard line to Crespo, tackled by Carraz, 47. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5 yards to go.
Crespo's done a nice job on offense and defense for Southern today.
center, 5 feet 9 inches, 170 pounds. Gilder, number 80, checking in as a wide receiver spot. He's a sophomore. Third and short for the Rams. They trail 27-6. 8.5 to play. All right, double fake. Is he going to throw? Yes, he is going to throw, and it's complete to Foot for a first down inside the 10 down to about the 5-yard line.
Now that time they fake the reverse, and Arndt rolls out on the corner again, just like he did before, only this time he throws the ball to Foot.
First and goal for Southern Regional. Ball spotted at the Lacey 3-yard line.
He must have just stepped out of bounds, Rick, because he looked like he was going to tiptoe into the end zone.
Wing right formation this time for the Rams. Offensive line moved. Somebody in the offensive line moved early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Boy, that used to annoy me when I was coaching. I'm sure it annoys all coaches. If you're going to move, move. I mean, if you're ready to take off when the ball is snapped, you should be snapping across that line and banging somebody. You don't take one little step like that. I mean, you're not ready. I mean, high school kids are high school kids. I don't want to be critical, but I'm saying when that ball snapped, you got to move. And if you're going to move off the line and make a mistake, then hit somebody.
Well, Lacey's pulled their goal line defense out now. They're going back to their base defense. Now, there must have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty assessed in addition to the illegal motion, because they've moved the ball all the way back to the 25-yard line. That really hurts.
I didn't see a signal. I wasn't watching, but
I did not see the signal either, but that's the only thing that would explain this amount of yardage. It's now first and goal, or second and goal from the 25. Check that, make it first and goal. A throwing situation for Gilder. Gilder's got it at the 25, and he's driven out of bounds at about the 21-yard line by Jerry York. So it'll be second down and goal from about the 22. Clock stopped with 8 minutes and 12 seconds.
And they can't get another first down? Is that what we're saying?
That is correct. They've got to go into the end zone.
Well, they got to throw the ball up the field then. You can't throw it to the sidelines. It was made. Be throwing the ball right up the field.
Arndt straight back to throw. Pumps once. Now he swings it out in the backfield to Norman. Norman inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, tackled by Maloney. So it'll be third down and goal from about the 16-yard line. Clock is moving with 7:50 to play in the game. I want to express my thanks to the athletic directors of both schools, John Gardy of Lacey Township and Kim DeGraw-Cole here at Southern Regional. Thank you both for all of your help in making our broadcast today possible. Third and goal. Throwing tipped, and it's incomplete. It was tipped by Crowley. It was intended for Davis, and it'll bring up a fourth and goal from about the 16.
Yeah. Well, you know, with a young quarterback, he looks right toward where he's going to throw the ball. Usually in a situation like that, you want to look off to the opposite side or look straight down the field, because then the inside linebacker's not going to move as quickly to get underneath of that pass like he did. So if you look right at the receiver, the linebacker's reading your eyes, he's right there, he knocks the ball down.
All right, this is a fourth down and goal from about the 16. 3 wide receivers left. I don't think we've seen this formation before today. Arndt going to throw it into the end zone, intended for, it's intercepted. Intended for Davis, but it's intercepted by Lacey. Either way, it was going to be Lacey ball because it was fourth down and goal. So it's Lacey ball deep in their own territory.
Not a heady play by
No.
Jerry York. I mean, okay, it's an interception, but you want to bat the ball straight down on the ground, make sure they don't get the ball. Don't hit it up in the air. But on a fourth down situation, you would have got the ball 15, 20 yards up the field. That's the kind of a ball you want to knock straight down.
So with the interception by York, Lacey takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And Lacey will be content now just to sit on the ball, I would think, and run out the clock if they can with 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Lacey looking to improve its record to 4 and 3. Here's Frazee sweeping left, and he picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
That's what Lacey's going to try to do now. Run out the clock, move the ball up, get a couple first downs.
Norman made the tackle for the Rams. It was a gain of 5 yards for Lacey. 2nd and 5. Carney goes in motion, and the draw, and Frazee's the ball carrier, and he's hit as he gets it out to about the 25-yard line. Short gain on the play. Chris Adams in on the tackle.
Nobody blocked Larry Pignatelli, and he was right there to make the play.
It'll be 3rd and about 5. As we near the 6-minute mark here in the 4th quarter.
Brick Memorial playing Central Regional today. If Brick Memorial wins that game, they're going to wrap up the Beast Conference.
That's right.
East South.
Jim Calabro's Mustangs having a great year. And a pass is incomplete, intended for Pierce. Guarded by Bakley, and that'll bring up a punting situation for Lacey Township.
And they have an excellent chance to get into the playoffs in their division.
Yes, they do. Darrell Nick is into the game to punt for Lacey. I think this is Lacey's first punt today, if I'm not mistaken. There's the snap. Nick has plenty of time and gets away a good high kick. Crespo tries to field it over his shoulder and is hit immediately and downs at his own 33-yard line. Tackled by number 6, Ed Crowley. Great coverage by Crowley.
Good defensive play, knocking down the pass. Good tackle on the punt.
So Southern will take over at their 32, trailing 27-6 with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the ball game. Back to throw is Arndt, rolling left. He's under a rush. Still got the ball, and he's finally tracked down from behind by Adam Maggio after a gain of about 3 yards. Stay with us after today's game is over. We'll be naming our player of the game, and we hope to have an interview with our player of the game. We invite you to stay tuned for that immediately following the conclusion of the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 8 for Southern Regional. 5 minutes exactly to go in the game. And 3 people move ahead of the snap. And that'll be 5 yards against the Rams. So instead of 2nd and 7, it'll be about 2nd and 12. Davis comes to the near side. He is the lone wide receiver. Handoff is to Norman. Norman into the secondary, out to about the 40-yard line. A nice gain of about 10 yards. Tackled by Greg Elias, but a nice run by Mike Norman.
He runs hard. I like him as a football player. He's aggressive and he runs hard and he doesn't quit.
3rd about 3 now for the Rams. Elias shaken up a little bit on that play, is limping slightly as he comes out. Under 4 minutes to play now in the ball game. Arndt throwing to the near side for Crespo, and he's got it for the first down, just across midfield into Lacey territory, tackled by Mike Maloney.
Nice pass by Arndt.
Very nice, right on the money.
Good catch.
Line of scrimmage now, the Lacey 49-yard line.
The Southern pass protection has been decent today. Lacey hasn't really gotten to the quarterback. Occasionally on a rollout, you know, not in the pocket.
Norman, the ball carrier. Norman running hard, spinning off tackles, gets to the 40, still won't go down. Finally he does at about the Lacey 39-yard line. Mike Norman brought down by Maloney. It's another first down. Is it? No, it's just short. Just about a foot short.
That was a hard run also.
Yes, it was.
I mean, he's the kind of a guy I want in my foxhole. I'll tell you right now.
Second and short now for the Rams. Here he comes again. First down. Mike Norman picks up the first down, tackled by Summer. Lacey opened the scoring with 8:15 to play in the first quarter. It was Keith Martin, the tight end, catching a 15-yard touchdown pass from Granado. And Jason Corll scored on a 56-yard run for Southern. And it was Greg Elias on a 14-yard run for Lacey. Then with 1 second left in the half, it was Dale Pierce catching an 8-yard pass from Granado. And then here in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, Jay Frazee on an 11-yard run. That's the scoring. And we've got a new running back into the ball game for Southern Regional.
Mike Norman took himself out of the game. I don't know if he was shook up or tired or what.
That was James Henderson, the ball carrier. Lost a couple of yards. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and Lacey leading it 27-6. Southern Regional trying to tack one more on here for pride's sake before the game ends. And very little gain that time, trying to run off the right side. Pignatelli into the ball game as a running back. And he stopped for a loss of about a yard.
Southern's got their 2 best running backs out of the ball game. It must be hurt.
Third down and 12 now, with 1:15 to play and the clock is running. Arndt throws, has a man open, complete down to about the 31-yard line. Short of the first down, completed to Gildner.
Nice block by Nathan Foote. Give Arndt some time to get the ball off.
Well, 4th and 6 for Southern Regional, as we have only 45 seconds to go. On 4th and 5, Arndt is going to go up top with it. Has time, throws, and it's complete to Crespo for a first down. Tackled by Summer and Mike Maloney, but it's a first down. That'll momentarily stop the clock. 29 seconds left. Southern's got all their timeouts left if they want to use them. And they're going to use at least one. Southern calls their first timeout.
Rick, I don't think there's any doubt who our player of the game is going to be. I mean, but you go ahead and say it. I think we're both on the same page here.
I think we are. It's going to be Mike Granado of Lacey Township, the senior quarterback who has had an outstanding game today in wind conditions that were extremely difficult, and it didn't seem to bother him even when he was throwing into the wind. He was able to be effective and make some great completions, and he moved the ball around to a lot of different receivers.
He made some great reads today. They opened up with that tight end pass, and they were successful with that for a touchdown and another completion, and then he moved the ball around to Paskowitz. Then he threw that nice fade pattern in the corner. No doubt about who the player of the game is, Mike Granato.
That's right. And we hope to have an interview with Mike after the game is over.
Coach Ron Emmerich just came down to the tower. Oh, now I know. Before, earlier in the game, you said Ron Samarini, and I said no, Tony Samarini. What you meant to say was Ron Emmerich.
What did I say?
Well, we corrected. If I corrected
earlier in the first half.
Right, you used the name Samarini, so I said no, it's Tony. But you said Ron. What you meant was Ron Emmerich, the quarterback coach.
That's right.
That's what you meant. That you talked to before the game.
All right, first down from the 22. 29 seconds left in the game. All right, delay handoff. Norman hit, gets away from two men, still won't go down, and finally 4 Lions drag him down. Norman just didn't want to go down. 18 seconds to go. Southern trying to get up and get to the line of scrimmage quickly to get off one last play. Clock is running, and this will probably, no, they're going to spike it and save one more play. 8 seconds to go, and Arndt heads over to the sidelines to get his instructions for the final play, or maybe 2 plays of the game.
Well, this gives Lacey, what, a 4-3 record.
That's
now.
correct.
They beat Finelands their first game. They lost to North their second game. They beat Wall. Then they lost to Brick Memorial. They beat Manchester. They lost to South. And now they beat Southern Regional. So they're 4-3 total.
So 8 seconds to go, and here we go. Lacey leading at 27-6. Southern trying to get one more score before the game ends. Quick drop and a long throw into the end zone, and it's going to be picked off by York, and he goes out of bounds. That'll be a touchback with 3 seconds to go.
Everybody out for a long one, just trying to get one into the end zone, put a score on the board before the end of the game.
So York with the second interception. You can see him right there. The ball was thrown over his shoulder in the end zone, and he picked it off.
Yeah, they were just back playing center field, so with 3 seconds to go, they're just going to run the clock down and it'll be over.
Right, 1 snap, and the game will be over. And there's the snap, and that is the end of the game. So Lacey Township breaks open a close game. It was 7-6 after Coral ran at 56 yards for a touchdown, but Lacey came back with 2 more touchdowns before the half ended. They took a 20-6 lead into the locker room at halftime. They scored the game's only touchdown of the second half in the third quarter and went on to win it by a score of 27-6. Well, George, for Lacey today, a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, but nonetheless, an impressive win, 27-6.
Yeah, and you know, I might mention before we're done, I mean, they're outstanding football player. I mean, last year he led the team in sacks. Great defensive player, Kenny Probst, has been out hurt the last 2 or 3 games, and that's got to hurt you.
All right, our player of the game is Mike Renato of Lacey Township, and George and I will be back with you, and we hope to have Mike with us for a few words. So don't go away. We'll be back with our post-game show right after these messages. High School. Rick McDonald along with George Jeck, and our player of the game is Lacey Township's quarterback Mike Renato, who had an outstanding day today, leading the Lions to a 27-6 victory. And here to speak with our player of the game, George Jeck.
Thank you, Rick. Mike, 3 years, you finally got the player of the game. You've had some great games in the past, but as I said before, there have been some great athletes who've come through Lacey, and you've played with some great guys. I want to ask you about that pass that you were throwing to the tight end, number 45. What were you reading? What were you looking for?
Which one down here?
No, the first, early, yeah, the one that
Well,
they
that-
got
that
the
was
touchdown.
All right, that was a waggle play, and what we do is we send the fullback in the flat, we send the tight end down 9 to 18, and the free safety just wasn't covering. He was looking backside post, and it was just there all day.
So you read it and you
Yeah,
threw it right to
I
him.
was reading the free safety on that.
Before the ball game, I saw Coach Emmert talking to you and the receivers. What was he telling you before you went back into the locker room?
He was just telling us it's about time. You know, we all stepped up and had a good game, and you know, we tried, and we went out there and we did it.
It's been a pleasure working with Coach Emmert, I guess, over the last 3 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Coach Emmert's a great guy. He helped me out. He helped me out tremendously.
He was a great quarterback in his own right, you know, when
Yeah,
he played.
I heard.
That fade pass that you threw in the corner of the end zone was one of the finest passes I've seen a high school quarterback throw. It was really great timing. It was a great catch.
Well, what that was supposed to be, that wasn't, when we called in the huddle, it was supposed to be a bench pattern into the end zone, 12 yards in the end zone, and we came out and I saw they were in man coverage, so I audibled at the line of scrimmage, him to run a little 15-yard fade, and he did a great job catching. He caught that ball in one hand.
Great timing. You audibilized that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we were supposed to run a bench, and I saw him in man coverage.
Terrific. I just want you to know your mom came upstairs to double check to make sure that we were going to make you the player of the game. She's a sweet lady.
That's my mom. That's my mom, man.
What are you going to do in the future? What do you have planned?
Well, hopefully I'd like to go to college and play football. I haven't taken my SATs yet. I take them December 2nd, so we'll see what happens from there.
We wish you luck, and we wish your teammates luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
All right. Mike Granato, our player of the game, turned in an outstanding performance for the Lacey Lions here, who raised their record to 4-3 with the defeat of the Rams at Southern Regional. That's just about the story from here. I want to thank Mike for coming on with us here on a post-game show. My thanks to my partner, George Jeck, and thanks to you, the fans, for watching us here, and we hope to see you again next week. Final score once again from Southern Regional, Lacey 27, Southern 6. My name is Rick McDonough. So long, everybody. Philadelphia Cable Communication Sports presents high school football 1995. Today coming to you from Lacey Township High School. Well, good morning and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. My name is Rick McDonough, and along with me is Yanni Chrisbergs, and we're here at Lacey Township High School. And it's a very important day for Lacey Township because it is the dedication of their brand new football field. And we're going to be covering the ceremonies of the dedication, and you can see that they've stretched a ceremonial ribbon across the track. And Captain Mike Granato, the quarterback, is out there, and we'll be just sort of eavesdropping and taking part in these ceremonies.
And lastly, thank you parents and students, especially the seniors who have been patient and unselfish, knowing we couldn't play all our home games here this season. But as you look around at this final project, it was well worth waiting for. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
And now the mayor of Lacey Township, Mayor Joe Gold. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, it's a cooperative effort